Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. My name's Chef Pete. I'm from MDining. If there's any questions or anything before we get started. Right. Okay. So I guess I'll start with sharing the video here. What I have is what we've done here is a spring vegetable harvest salad. So it's a quick composed salad. It's real easy. It's real simple. It's light. It's refreshing. You could use it as a side salad to complement a meal. You could use it as a full salad. You could even add a protein to it to make it a full meal. Start our video. So what I've done here is I have some cooked farro. The farro is cooked in boiling water with about a tablespoon of salt. Then we have some great northern beans going into the mix there. And here's our spring vegetable harvest, some asparagus from actually some of our components here that we've got came from the campus farm. So our arugula, our spinach, and our asparagus this time did. Just have some cherry tomatoes that I've halved here. They're going in with the asparagus, the farro. Right here is some shaved fennel. So fennel's very flavorful. It's going to give us a brightness to this salad. It's going to open it up a little bit. Give you that flavor that's like, oh, what is that in there? A little something extra. And what I've done here is I've shaved the fennel. Now I'm just doing a quick rough chop on it. And this is for, for eatability. It's going to sit on the fork nice. It's not going to be on your lip falling down. All right, that last little bit of the fennel's going in. And basically that's it. We'll give it a good mix. And then now we're going to want to make our vinaigrette. So we'll just make a quick apple cider vinaigrette is what I chose for this. And it's a basic vinaigrette. So we'll start with our garlic. There's about a tablespoon of garlic there. Maybe a teaspoon there of shallot. Some fresh chopped parsley goes in. And again, that's going to brighten up the dressing, the vinaigrette. Bring out some flavors. Here's our apple cider vinegar. Just a little bit of it, probably there's about a quarter cup, maybe a tablespoon. A little shake of dry mustard in there, and that's going to help bring the vinaigrette, the oil and the vinegar all together. So there in the container, I have some extra virgin olive oil. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix this and slowly incorporate that olive oil, whisking, emulsifying it into the other ingredients there. So I've got the towel down on the cutting board there. Obviously, it's a wet towel, so it helps from the bowl from moving around and going all over the place. That way I can have my, I can have my two hands working the vinaigrette. Like I said, very basic, very simple vinaigrette. There's shallot, garlic, a little bit of parsley, salt, pepper, a little bit of mustard, olive oil, and vinegar. And once this is done, we'll add this vinaigrette to the whole salad, to our other bowl, and that's going to make our composed salad. So here we go, slowly pouring it over, get it all in there, and then we'll give it a nice mix. There it is. Make sure all those flavors get incorporated and coats everything really nicely. And now this is a salad. We could do this. You could do this the night before and let it sit, or have this, make a big batch of it and eat it over a couple of days. This is something that's pretty hardy. It's going to hold up for a while. It'll stay in the fridge for, like I said, a good 4 days. And we do our taste test. All right. So we're good to go. Passes the taste test. Now I've done a couple of plating options here. Here we have our bed of arugula and spinach. Again, comes from our campus farm over at the Mathai Botanical Gardens. A couple of scoops right over that bed of arugula and spinach. A little bit more. Now you could stop there and that would be a nice salad for lunch or whatnot. Or if you want a little bit more, you can add a protein. I've chose some grilled chicken for this. And now we've got a whole meal. Now you could put fish there or some marinated and grilled tofu, anything, really any protein you'd like. And there's the plate. That's a finished plate. Now just a little bit of garnish on top, so we know there's some fennel and all that stuff in there. Nice. And that's the video. It's that quick, it's that simple. Anybody can do it. All those things we can find locally at your local grocery store, or local farmers market. We're coming into that season. Does anyone have any questions? On campus? So we'll see how it goes this year. So the question was, where's the best place to get produce on campus? We do, prior to the COVID and all that stuff, we do a campus farm. We have campus farm, and then we do like a farmer's market periodically throughout the summer, every other weekend. And sometimes it's up at Pierpont. Sometimes they'll have it right down here in the Diag on Central Campus. This year, I don't think we're doing that so much because of the situation. But outside of that, the campus farm is one of the best places to get fresh produce. Now they're limited on what they have, especially this time of year because we're getting into spring. So they might only have things like your kale and your spinach, those hardier vegetables. But once it gets going, they really ramp it up. My favorite dish to cook is, so another question, what's your favorite dish to cook? I don't know if I'd have one favorite dish. I do like exploring, authentic cuisines from different parts of the world. Like I really like to get real down into it and know the core of the cooking. What makes the spices in that region or that area. And once you realize that and what's going on with that, you can kind of get in and connect with that particular dish. And depending on what region it's from, whether it's Indian food or American food or some Asian stuffs like that. Once you really understand like the core of the cooking and I guess it would be like their spices, you can really get into it. So I'd have to say probably everything. There's no one dish I like no favorite dish really. So what's my favorite restaurant in Ann Arbor? Again, another tough one. I'm partial to South Quad, but restaurant sit down go to. I'm not sure on that one. Again, I don't really have necessarily a favorite. Depends on what I'm looking for that day. The prickly pear is very good if you're looking for Southwest food and stuff like that. Is South Quad truly the best dining hall, or is that a fallacy? The best dining hall is the dining hall that you like the best. Now, I think right now, because of the standardization in the menu, you can really find out who's doing it what way. So you might have pork belly 3 places, but who's doing it the best, or what do you like the best? Maybe the pork belly that was at South Quad yesterday was better than the pork belly that was at Bursley. We don't know, or I don't know personally. That's your decision. That's something you got to get out there and figure it out. Markley, we got much love for all the dining halls, to be honest with you. And Markley Dining, is Markley even open right now? Yeah, unfortunately. But we are getting to the end of the year. So, you know, come fall though, we'll all be back up and running. So, do we miss not having as many students in the dorms or on campus? Absolutely. Everything just moves a little bit slower when everybody's here and campus is running at full speed ahead. It's great. It's really amazing to see how it all works, not just from the dining perspective of it, but the whole community and the whole literally micro world we have here is it's great. Yeah, and I do miss not having everybody here and then not being up and running at our true potential. Because when we're doing that, that's the most fulfilling for me, at least because we're like, wow, you can stand back and be like, wow, look at what we were able to accomplish today. Okay. So what's my favorite part about cooking for students at Michigan versus, let's say, a restaurant? So the University of Michigan versus a restaurant is totally different. For one, uh, you're here. We're part of a community, a larger community, like the global Michigan community. So that allows way more avenues and opens up so many more doors than say working at the local steakhouse or whatnot, because you're limited to what that owner likes, that owner's vision, or that particular company's vision. Here, working for the university, that's like I said, there's a lot of doors that are open. Like, oh, if you want to go down that road and start learning how to cook Indian cuisine, like, or if I want to go down that road and learn authentic Italian cuisine, things like that, the university has those options here. And then they not only do they have those options, they encourage it. So it's really opens up the world a little bit. So what is your favorite cuisine or cuisines? So I like spicy foods. I like stuff with peppers. Right now I'm really working with a lot of Cuban food. I'm doing some R&D. So I got a lot of love for that right now. I'm figuring out how to incorporate my citrus and oregano and black pepper, which are some of the core spices from the island there, into authentic food. Um, like right now, I'm working a recipe for authentic Cuban roast pork, and so I'm really loving that right now. I do enjoy Indian food a lot. It's one of the foods where I'm not a vegetarian by any means, but if I sit down and I eat a good Indian meal, I don't miss the meat most of the time. So I'd have to say that's one of my top three. I really like American barbecue as well. I like smoking meats and cooking meat for long periods of time, big chunks of it, and then breaking it down into, whatever it may be. Oh, we will. We do. We do. You should get a meal plan, but yes, no, no, no. And MDining is always in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it doesn't always come through as much as we'd like it to, but we are always pushing for that authenticness. We're always doing our best and doing our homework on it. Yeah, I do. So a little bit of advice if you want to get into cooking, don't be scared of it, right? You want to start small or whatnot at home cooking for you. Great, do that, but don't be scared of trying different things. If you know you like the flavor of something, but you've never seen it in a certain dish, try it anyway, right? It may be really good. It may work out, or it may not. But you, the other part of cooking at home and starting small like that, you and your friends are the only ones that will know that it didn't work out, right? So you got that trade-off. And it's not as hard as you think it is. You know, uh, some people struggle with rices or starches and stuff like that. It's just practice. And at the end of the day, it's just a potato or a piece of rice, right? Good question. What do you think about the concept of authenticity in food? Is someone really able to measure authenticity? So I'd have to say probably to a point where I was talking about earlier, and like the regions and the core like spice profile of maybe a certain region or a country. Yeah, you can get pretty close to what's authentic there. But now, if you want to get into, you could even use the United States. We'll use that for an example, right? So there's potato salad everywhere in this country, right? But the potato salad that your grandma from Florida may make, or my grandma from Florida makes, is different than the potato salad that my grandma from Michigan makes. A different flavor profile. You know, there's a little more pepper in one. Uh, in Florida, they put green peppers in it. It's one of those things. So does that mean it's not authentic American potato salad? No, they both are authentic American potato salads, right? They're just from different regions. So, or hummus is another good one, right? Hummus. So, authentic hummus, right, is chickpea, tahini, lemon, garlic, salt, pepper, oil. That's your pretty basic authentic deal. But the recipe varies from family to family. So that's why I kind of give that, the asterisk. Can you really measure the authenticity of food? You can to a point, maybe to like authentic from that region, but family to family or street to street, it changes.
Awesome. Well, Charles Pete, that was really cool. Personally, I enjoyed it a lot. I'm taking an Asian food and beverages course here at Michigan right now. So
Okay.
we talk about the concept of authenticity a lot, and I think at one point actually the people in Japan were looking to be able to classify restaurants in other countries, such as the United States, as either being authentic or not being authentic. So I think that's really interesting. The meal you made looked delicious. Uh,
Awesome.
so yeah, I think if other people have some questions, we can totally still answer those. But
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was really cool.
Well, this is the first time I've been on this platform or done the SpringFest, so I'd like to thank everybody for showing up and inviting me. Thank you for letting me be a part of this, honestly.
Yeah, no, I mean we were psyched that it worked out and you were able to make it today, and we're super happy that it went well. I think everything from your end seemed to come over really well to all of everyone who's watching here.
Right. And, everybody that's here, you can always find me if you're around campus. I'll be here at South Quad walking around. So if you got questions, ask, or you can email me at psimone@umich.edu. I do have some links in my profile as well. So,
Yeah,
but again,
for
thank you. Thank you all for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for everyone watching, if you want to access the links in Chef Peter's profile, you can just go to the participants list and view his profile from there. But yeah, if nobody has any more questions, we can hang out for a couple more minutes. Personally, I asked the question about South Quad.
Yes.
So I actually was one of the lucky few to be placed on North Campus my freshman year.
Okay.
And so I had a lot of Bursley dining, and then when I would come down to Central Campus, it was like a whole new world. So I definitely do think that South Quad is the best, and I think a lot of people on campus would say that. But I've also heard some very strong Mojo pushes.
Mojo's real strong too. They're actually, we have a little friendly competition, but since they've standardized the menu, since we've done that, for this year or whatnot, we kind of get away from it. But that's where you can really find it, like, well, what was the pork belly like at South Quad compared to Mojo or whatnot? And yeah, Mojo's like, yep, they're really good at what they do. Actually, we're all really good at what we do here, it's for the most part. Bursley, I haven't had much experience with. I don't know but I'm fairly new to campus too, so I haven't had a chance to eat there yet.
Okay. I'm curious what made have had to happen because of COVID in terms of just like anything in particular.
Like in our dining world?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things that was affected, I guess, this year, at least in dining world, was supply chain, right? Things like ketchup packets right now. We're having a heck of a time getting ketchup packets. Doesn't matter the brand, just any kind of ketchup packet, right? A lot of specialty items and stuff that used to come from overseas a lot, or things that would be what we call a drop ship. So they'd have to be flown, over the ocean. It'd take a couple days, sometimes 2 weeks. Now those things take months and months, and then you forget you ordered it, and all of a sudden a little jar of figs show up. Like, oh, I needed those 3 weeks ago. But things like that.
Yeah, no, I think supply chain was in domestic, and I'm sure you guys are still trying to figure out like how to maximize all of your meals and resources, because I'm sure stuff is kind of slowly getting back to normal, but things are not quite there yet, I know. So,
And luckily for us as dining, we're really in touch with the community and local farmers and stuff like that. There's not just like one over here or one over there. We've got a bunch of them, so we can actually reach out when we need something and bring, like, hey, I'll take everything you have of that. It helps them, gets their products sold, and then we get what we want. We can feed everyone.
yeah. So, do you guys coordinate with the campus farms at the other University of Michigan locations?
Absolutely. So everywhere, even within catering, so catering's all but gone right now. Hopefully it'll come back, but even through catering and dining, yeah, we have allotments. We buy first from the campus farm if we can, and all units across campus do that. So every week we'll get like, I'll get an email, and I'll get an email on Tuesday telling me what's available and whatnot. And then if I can order 50 pounds of spinach or, 200 pounds of cabbage, whatever it may be, and it shows up on Thursday. It's really great. It's beautiful produce. Going back to one of the questions, where can you find the fresh produce on campus? That campus farm, if they've got it, you want to buy that produce.
And so is it campus farm just are students able to just go there and buy products, or is it not that kind of a situation?
No, it's not that kind of a situation. It's usually where like the farmer's market or whatnot. Now they will, on their website, they will do some days where you can go there and they'll have like a Saturday afternoon or whatnot. Somebody will be there with the produce stand. And I'm not positive on the day, so you'd have to do your research on that one on your own. But yeah, and it's all, it's student ran. It's a really cool place to even go out there to just check it out if you're bored one Saturday.
Where is it located?
At the Mathai Botanical Gardens. So you can go there, you can park there. I believe there's blue parking there, as well as, you can pay by the hour or whatnot. And they have the botanical gardens there with the indoors and outdoors. And then you go up the hill a little bit and you'll see this. It looks like a mud hut, because it is a mud hut or a mud house that was built out of hay bales and mud. And it's super sustainable. It's like a little gathering venue and stuff like that. It's great. When I was out there, I got to help build some of it, right? So I mixed the mud or whatnot. And the way this works is it basically heats and cools itself in the summer and winter. It's a sight to see for sure.
Awesome. Well, very cool. I'm very close to graduating. Hopefully, in May, when it's a bit nicer out, I can make it over there, because that sounds like a super cool place.
Yeah, everybody. I encourage everybody to get out there and at least check it out once.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we're so happy to have had you. If anyone has any final questions in his last couple minutes here, feel free to ask Chef Peter in the chat. But otherwise, in a couple minutes, you can feel free to tune out. I'm so happy that everything worked out, and that I think everyone was really able to learn something from this. So really appreciate you, and thank you once again.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me. Honestly, like I said, this is the first time I've done a SpringFest on this kind of platform. So it was fun, enlightening.
Yeah, awesome. And just for you and for everyone else in here, this presentation room will be kind of dormant from 1:30 to 2, but at 2 o'clock, we're going to have a set from Michigan Electronic Music Collective that will be streamed directly on here.
Okay, sounds good. This same room?
Yeah, this same room for you and everyone else who's in here. That will be at 2 o'clock.
All right, sounds awesome. Well, again, thanks everybody for having me, and great event you've got going here.
Awesome, thank you. Have a great weekend.
Bye. Yep, you too.